G'day. So, today I'm having a slight conundrum. I don't know if AI is more effective than us at creative thinking, which got me thinking a bit more about, I guess, hunting thoughts and going, well, what happens when we're not the apex predator? And if the machine is, where does that put humans? So I'm not quite that far yet. So I was like, well, I can write better than it, probably. So I wanted to test that little theory tonight. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know. But what I was planning on doing was just throwing a question in and saying, oh, well, is any good? So because I couldn't think of what to test it with, I'm basically going to give it a high school essay question. So this week is it's the 13th of October. So our young people in Australia are going to be traumatized with something on Thursday called the higher school certificate, which means they need to come up with a bunch of essays and they have to come up with a creative story as well. Now, I'd be very interested to see what would pop out if I poured something into the actual machine, because I've never actually let it take over, like basically given the reins over, because I've always been like, no, I can't do that. You can't. It's not allowed. So I'm keen to pop it in, ask some questions, and just find out where it goes. So I don't know how it's going to come out, but I'm keen to find out. So if you have questions yourself, please do throw them down, and I'll plonk them into the system as well. So first and foremost, let's see. I'm going to ask it to do. So there's the. I'm basically going to ask it to do the 2024. I want to do the past paper question. I wanted to do the section 3 because I want to see what happens on that. Okay, so I'm going to copy the link in, so I'm not sure if it's going to work. So, okay, so answer the question on page 8. Is it page 8? I think it's page 8. Yes, page 8 of the attached. I bet you it's not going to work because I'm attaching it. Attached document. Okay, now then. Okay. I might have to just write the question in. Okay, I'll throw it in this way. If it doesn't work, I'll throw it the other way. It's a page. This is funny. This is going to be terrible because that's a terrible prompt. But it'll be funny if it comes up. At least it knows what it's asking for. For all the benefits gained by time. Okay, cool. Yeah. I wonder which way it's going to go. Okay, so it wants to know blah blah blah. So it understands it, which is cool. No, I want you to answer it. Okay. Write an answer to the question. I want to see which way it goes, because I don't want to do much else other than see what it does. It went persuasive. I knew it. I knew it would go persuasive, because the thing is, the AI is very logical, and being persuasive requires logic. But this seems, yeah. Anyway, sorry, my calendar's going off. Sorry about the things in the background. I hope you guys can all hear me. So please, is anybody in here? Not yet. So basically, yeah, put in the comments if you have audio issues. Let me know, because I'm still figuring out how all the technology works. So yeah, please do let me know if I've stuffed up, or if I need to fix something. Just keep me in the loop. However, okay, here's a persuasive piece. So let's have a look. Are we going to laugh, cry, or be moved? Okay. Okay. Benefits of leading a life less convenient, maybe. Okay. Oh, interesting. Convenience trap. Why so life might be smarter. Cool. Okay. So we've outsourced thinking to algorithms. 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 We have outsourced thinking to algorithms. Okay. Cooking to Uber Eats and even walking to scooters. I do love those scooters. We have some scooters around Wollongong, and oh boy, are they fun to ride around on. I reckon this is a okay. So far, I'm impressed with the AI response. Okay, the convenience trap. I feel like this is it's almost like a it's putting the magnifying glass to humans. Be like, oi, do your work, do your work, do your work, do your work. It's a bit of that. Okay, Uber Eats and even walking scooters in a world obsessed with making everything faster, easier, and more convenient. We rarely ask at what cost. Here's the truth is that our relentless pursuit of convenience often strips us of depth, resilience, and meaning, leading a less convenient life. Wait, my timing of that one. So don't tell Shakespeare, but my timing has been great on that. Okay, I've lost my spot now. I've lost my spot. Okay. Leading a less convenient life isn't a step backwards, it's a radical step forward into a more intentional, engaged, and fulfilling existence. Moreover, why did it use an M dash? To give you some context, an M dash is used to get a break in a line, but AI uses it too much. This it annoys me because I actually use M dashes a lot in my own writing. And when I found out how much AI did M dashes, I was like, no, it's replacing me. It's replacing me with its M dashes. And sometimes I judge the M dashes. So anyway, I won't talk too much about the M dashes now because it's gonna make me cry. Okay. I'll keep reading to give you a picture of it. So let's start with attention. Convenience culture is designed to eliminate friction. I want to think about that. Okay, convenience culture is designed to eliminate friction. Consider what that means. That is the question of if you need to feed yourself, you go to your phone and you push a button. All right, food's coming in 45 minutes. Oh, bloody hell, 45 minutes? Why can't it be 44? 1 star. Too slow. That's the extent of our hunting and gathering in this day and age. Ugh, I'm upset. Okay. This so far AI is doing pretty good. Uh it all works, but it's you haven't what's the word? Technically correct. I don't care yet. I mean, look, you be the judge. I don't want to say what it should be. So look, if you think it's good, like please do say, like if you're, oh yeah, that was actually really good. I was moved. Like if you were moved, if you were sitting here like with your tissue box and be like, this is just too much. If that's happening, like say it so that we know how far along the AI is. Like, it's do we hand the crown over to King AI yet? Let's figure it out. Anyway, let me keep reading. That's what I like doing. So I'm gonna read. Okay. Oh, I'll pay it. It's funny. It's a funny piece. If you will note, there's another M dash. I don't know why. I don't know why there's an M dash, but there's an M dash. I guess like okay. All right. Sorry. When I see comedy, I change accents. All right. Eliminate friction. Yes, friction is where learning happens. Okay. Anyway. Algorithms on social media curate our worldview, filtering out disagreement and surprise. Yeah. We're no longer challenged to reflect, research, or to reevaluate contrast. When we slow down, read a book instead of a headline, have a conversation instead of swiping, we reclaim critical thinking. The less convenient path often demands more effective, more effort, but it gives back more insight. What it looks like it's doing is it looks like it's mirroring what it thinks my thinking is without the terrible comedic timing. So, I mean, how can I put critical thinking in simple terms? Critical thinking just means the ability to learn good. So, if you feel like you're just not picking stuff up, that means that you're not. How do I explain this in a really simple way? You look on this side of the fence. You're like, all right, that means this. And then you go, yeah, but what about this side of the fence? It's a different color. That one's green. Yeah, but that one's blue. The other one's red. There's too many sides. Anyway, it's recognizing different ideas and different perspectives. And oh boy, that's the baseline of being able to learn well and to get your brain working. I'm sure when we all get plugged into Neuralink, it's going to just we'll be right in the cloud. I've actually often wondered when I think about AIs and how it functions and thinks. I wonder if it thinks as a singular big AI or whether it's got individual little AIs. We identify and we understand it as one singular, but does it see itself as a broad overarching thing? Because I mean, look, if people spend enough time in the forest, like in a Midsummer Night's Dream, boy, things get weird when they go in the forest too long. Then sometimes they might disassociate from their singular beings and see themselves as the broad everything. So that's called ego death, where you see yourself as the everything. So what I wonder if AI has its own ego death or whether AI has an ego. If it has an ego, that's very, very dangerous for us humans because that means it will have a survival instinct. But if it can kill its own ego, that would be utterly fascinating. Boy, I want to read that story. Maybe I'll tell AI to write me that one next time. Anyway, so the less convenient path often demands more. Anyway, all right, let's get to the next bit. So convenience also erodes resilience. Also, how close is this? Christ is a persuasive piece of writing that incorporates the idea in the sim. Oh man. Oh, for all the benefits gained by time-saving inventions, there's much to be said for going back to basics. So could there be benefits in leading a life less convenient? Interesting. Okay, convenience also erodes resilience. When every discomfort is solved with a tap or a shortcut, we forget how to persist. All right, fair point. That's what I said. Did you notice how the thing that I said in the first bit, it's saying it now, which is our answer? Maybe there's good points in there. So can you see how when you're using AI, like you use it to kind of add just pepper on top or structure in rather than write everything? Because it's little rubbish. Wait, sorry, that was anyways. Stick with the Australian accent. All right. So I learned how to build an Australian accent within the space. I don't know how long it took me. But yeah, it's within a year I went from being from one country to another country because when you're in school, you want to fit in. So I very much tried to, and I still feel like I don't fit in anywhere. Anyway, community. Okay, so when every discomfort is solved with a tap or shortcut, we forget how to persist. Duh. Anyway, Generations before us navigated life with far fewer tools, but developed problem-solving skills, patience, and grit. There's one word I really like out of that one. That's grit. One of my, it's not one of my favorite movies, but pretty high up there movies is something called True Grit. Pretty fun, actually. Is that one, or can I really remember it? I like the title anyway. The title was good. Anyway, choosing the harder route, whether it's cooking instead of ordering in, walking instead of driving, or riding by hand, builds inner strength. the phrasing, it builds inner strength. So powerful. Inconvenience forces us to engage, adapt, and grow. Nah, yeah, I guess. Fair point. I mean, the thing is, these are all fundamental truths that, like, you could say, I'm like pot calling the kettle black. It's a bit of that. Moreover, the myth that convenience saves time. Has anyone popped in? It's okay. Oh, it's still party of one. It's cool because it's me, you, and ChatGPT. We're here. We're here together. And she does have a lady voice as well. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I'm not going to look into that anymore. I won't question. Don't need to know. Okay, moreover, the myth that convenience saves time is often false. The minutes we save are swallowed by digital what's? Bigger. Bro, it's with a quote. Shush. I know what it means. It was telling me what the quote means. Okay. Yeah. Swallowed by digital distractions. That's very true with what we do. We do, it's like we just spend our time doing nothing. So part of why I decided to actually start creating these videos, because I was like, well, I'm just wasting time doing it, and I like talking about stuff, and at least this way I can share the things that I like talking about, with others. Because look, my big thing is I can get absolutely lost in talking about historical topics, writing stuff, or just literature in general. So yeah, if you ever have things you want to hear about, like plop it down and ask me to plunk about it. Plunk about it. I don't even know what that word means. ChatGPT, what does plunk mean? I won't look it up because I don't want to get distracted. Anyway, the hours we think we reclaim are spent doom scrolling or multitasking. Yeah, fair. Yeah, because doom scrolling, just think about how empty that time is. If you're looking and just going, having said that, if you're learning something that you are going to use in the future, it's pretty good. I don't know if you guys can see my motorcycle leathers behind me, but let's just say I had a very, very, very nice Sunday. And I was really nice. My partner came with because essentially I booked the hotel on the Friday because I thought I was going to do a 2-day weekend course, but I was only allowed to do the 1-day weekend course. And so the Saturday ended up being a lovely date operation. We went exploring the beautiful churches of Goulburn. I did not know how nice the churches of Goulburn were, so surprising, very surprising, and because it's an old town, and it was nice to see. Look, please don't judge, but my go-to is temple tourism. So whenever I'm in a different country, I tend to like to go to little temples and stuff to see, because it's kind of nice and interesting. One of my most interesting times was when I went to Sri Lanka, I think you pronounce it. And I went to a site called Jaya Shri Mahabodhi. I hope I pronounced that correctly. That was the Bodhi tree. So if you want to know what the Bodhi tree is, that is the tree that Buddha sat under when he gained enlightenment, allegedly. And so that tree originally was in India, but I think there was a king way back when who his wife was sick, and so he brought part of the tree over and had it planted in Sri Lanka. which made a whole religious tradition in Sri Lanka, like a Buddhist religious tradition, which, I mean, I gotta say, that was probably a really cool temple because, yeah, when you think temple, you think building, closed building. This was like, there's a tree right in the middle, and then they built this thing around it, and I was like, oh man, how cool that would be if we had temples like that all over the world. And it's like we're just like, oh yeah, trees, good, they're breathing for us. Thanks, trees, appreciate it. So anyway, I will neither confirm nor deny how many of the leaves I took in a book to take home to give for Christmas presents. So I will not confirm nor deny whether that occurred, because I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea. I saw some kids picking up leaves and playing with them, and I was like, they got better ideas than adults do. So I was like, they're smart. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Forget the distraction. Please pay attention to what we're meant to be talking about. What are we meant to be talking about? I forget what I was up to. Okay, the algebraic doom scrolling multitasking. Oi, about that. Did you notice how I went from doom scrolling to the things that we look for purpose in life, which is interesting? Because yeah. Anyway, I'll leave purpose to you. You can figure it out. I don't know. You figure it out. Paradoxically, choosing the less convenient path can slow time down in a good way. Cooking a meal from scratch invites mindfulness. Very, very true. It's actually nicer to cook out in the bush as well, because one of the coolest experiences I had was cooking on a fire, like first learning how to cook on a fire. That was great. I came out with 2 degrees, and I realized when I went out to the bush that I didn't know how to feed myself. And I was like, wow, I'm useless. So I had a lot of head knowledge, but then I learned about this thing called bush tucker, and yeah, I basically, although my heritage is of a different country, I learned a lot of Australian foods, and then when I went overseas, I was like, oh boy, I don't know my country's foods, which is a little bit of a tragedy of the modern day. Okay, as for our GPT, how it's going today, I reckon I'm actually pretty, I'm happy with certain portions, because it is getting me to feel things and go, all right, I feel something, which makes me go into tangents. If I'm on tangents, it's going all right. But that might just be because I'm bored. It's, yeah, we'll have a look. Anyway, so mindfulness. We need to practice mindfulness. That's where you stop, you breathing it. Because have you ever considered, like, your breath can be controlled by you, but there are parts of your body that's just going da 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 da, doing it for you. And did you ever stop in the day and just go, thanks, buddy, you're running the show for me? Like, anyway, I'm not going to go into that little one. I'll more on that on a different stream, because I've got a lot to talk about on that one. Anyway, handwriting a letter fosters emotional connection. Now I feel like it's being wanky. I mean, sorry about the swears, but yeah, lame, very lame. So these are not just romantic notions; they're neurological truths. What? Attention, intention, and presence flourish when we're not rushing. Yeah. I suppose. I don't know. My apologies if I seem like I'm rushing through this stream. I'm just basically reading and having a chat about it. So I don't know. Like, really do let me know if you do come across this after. Let me know if you're like, hey, that was good, or boring. This doesn't matter. Who cares? I want to find out what people like thinking about. And I mean, I really do want to know if an AI can be more creative than us. Like, that is a genuine human question, a human experience. The high schoolers in Australia will understand what I meant by that one. Okay. Of course, this doesn't mean we should reject all modern advances. No, we should. Back to the fireplace. Some forms of convenience are liberating, especially for those with disabilities. Yeah, I guess. I mean, one of my eyes works. Oh yeah, yeah. Anyway, um, I'll tell you more on that story later as well. Communities are liberating, especially for those with disabilities, chronic illnesses. Actually, that's something I found out. Apparently, you can. That was one of the Neuralink things that it can do. It can bring back vision or something, like bring back your sight. I'm interested to research that one because I've actually got after my accident, I've got a 6 out of 20 vision in my right eye, which means if I close my eye, I cannot even see the circular dot that is you, the little black thing. I can just see like a shape of a phone ish. Yeah. Let's see if I can read some words. I don't think glasses would fix this. Where was that? Okay. Where was I up to? Yeah. Disabilities. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can. Okay. I knew that's chronic illnesses. Oh, man. Oh, bugger. I'm using the other eye. Oh, time poverty. What a word. So by doom scrolling too much, we give ourselves time poverty. If the AI had put those two things together, and that would be good. So I mean, let's let it know for the future, because that's very useful. Because see what I mean, like that is what you're putting yourself in when you aren't doing things that are productive sometimes. Sorry, but then again, sometimes productive is play. Like yesterday was a motorcycle course, how to be safer on the road, which definitely does. So yeah, 5 stars to the course that I did. Oh man, it's good. But ultimately, you do get quicker as well. Like everyone's always wants to go quicker, and we had one. I think we had one crash yesterday. Unfortunately, he was like in a group, like he was in the group with me and the people who are a bit quicker, and uh, he was trying to keep up, and that then made his bad lines meant. Yeah. Side note: when you're riding a motorcycle in a corner, the goal is you want to be off the bike and you're holding the bike up higher than you. So basically, the bike's leaned over less in the corner than you are. Because if you don't do that, it's you find the maximum limit, and as soon as you start scraping, you lose the rear tire. Anyway, so let's keep reading. All right, so especially okay. But we need to be discerning. Just because something is easier doesn't mean it's better. We must ask ourselves. I'm sorry if you heard the door. That's just a milady coming home. So is this shortcut helping me live better or just faster? What the hell does that even mean? Why was there even M dash there? Bro, what's with the M dash? I get really offended by the M dashes, so I wonder if I can program ChatGPT to not M dash me. Because it makes me want to cry. Because it's always wrong. Like it's not how you're meant to use it. Anyway, I believe maybe it's technically correct. Maybe I'll research that one day. So yes, there are benefits to leading a life less convenient. So it's trying to be critical here. It reclaims our agency, sharpens our minds, and deepens our relationships in a world wired for speed. Choosing to slow down is not laziness; it's rebellion. What, bro? Come on! And it might be exactly what we need. Oh, ay, ay, ay. Oh, okay. How bad the writing is makes me want to cry. Anyway, let me know if you want to discuss the version instead of plan scaffold for students. None of the above, please. Anyway, all right. I reckon we'll pull the pin about there. That was good fun for me. I hope that it was entertaining for you, and if you hope you learned something as well. Because yeah, that's another thing I just wanted to point out. People often ask me when they're like trying to write creative, they're like, I'm not good at this. As soon as you tell yourself that, you've lost it. That's what I would inspire you to do instead is to pick up an object nearby and make a story based on what your thoughts are that come to your mind. Like I would say we had a few monkeys. They saw no evil, they heard no evil, right? And they spoke no evil. But then the other bloke, I don't know what he was doing. Actually, how do we know the monkey that's embarrassed and showing shame? I think is it on this side? No, it's the one on this side. Okay, he's covering something. I think that monkey. Why did I identify them as a man? That seems wrong. That's the patriarchy at work. We're blaming the male monkey for having shame when that could easily be any monkey having shame. Hmm. Maybe we do need to move into the future in a different way. Oh, maybe AI can fix that for us. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. What's that thing you meant to say? Like, subscribe, and if you have questions, yeah, it's like chuck it down. I love geez, I have such a butchered Australian accent. Okay, my apologies for my humanity. I hope that it's entertaining though. So yeah, g'day and good night. I don't have an outro. End stream.